Welcome back, everyone. This is just going to be a short video here. We've got a Murray, not sure what size it is. All we can say is it's a 21-inch combo mulcher discharge. This video is going to be about checking a few basic things like compression, things like that. A lot of times you'll run into a problem if your carburetor float ball right there, inside that is your float, and if your float sticks open, what you'll end up with is gas continually pouring into the carburetor. It might leak out of here, it might leak out through your air cleaner, and it can also end up filling up your engine oil. It'll leak past the rings and fill up your oil. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a compression test on it, because this particular mower, pretty much with the spark plug in it, has little to no compression. Just there is some resistance, but not a lot. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do a compression test. So one of the ways that we can do it, we can use a compression tester. We can use our finger, pull the engine over. We can judge roughly how much compression is going on. You want to make sure you got the spark plug wire moved if you're going to use your finger. You don't want to get zapped. That's good, thanks. Okay, so you heard that little puff of air. It was trying to blow my finger off. So we'll check it with a compression tester next. In this instance, I'm going to use a compression tester. You don't have to run out and buy one if you don't feel the need to. I work in the automotive industry, so I own one. See if I can get you set up here to see the gauge. And I'm going to go ahead and pull on this a few times. We're going to see what kind of compression reading we're going to get. Optimally, on a brand new engine, you might see around 100 psi, but I doubt very much we're going to see that on this engine. And we got about 40 psi. Pretty darn low. So what does that tell us? The 40 psi tells us that either we have a hole in our piston, a stuck valve, a valve seat that is not seated correctly, which means it's an aluminum block, it's an aluminum head. The valve has to be in a steel seat, so the steel seat is a ring that is pressed into the block. Once in a while, what will happen is that ring will work its way out, and then the valve can't seal anymore, and you end up with little to no compression. Could just be something as simple as a blown head gasket. I think we're going to tear into this thing and find out what's going on. Okay, we got the cover off the top of the recoil. It was just 3 plastic snaps. Looks like we got a couple of Phillips screws here, and then we should be able to get this plastic cover off. We'll go around the other side, we'll disconnect the fuel and pull the fuel tank off too, so we got a little access. As we start disassembling this, you can see I've gotten the plastic cover off. What remains is still the fuel tank right here, and this metal shroud, which is going to require a few bolts. There's also going to be a couple of bolts under there, so we will disconnect the fuel tank and proceed on. So on this particular model here, the fuel tank is held on by 3 bolts, one here, and one right here. Then there will be another bolt back underneath here. So not all lawnmowers are like this, but the Briggs usually are. Right here is your oil dipstick. There's one bolt right here. You're going to take that one bolt off, and you're going to pull your dipstick out and set it aside. Then you can get your shroud cover bolts off, and you're ready to access the head if you need to. Okay, we've got the shroud off. One of the things I noticed on this is that there is no air gap here. So when we go to put this back together, we're going to create an air gap. That way we'll be able to get a spark. But in the meantime, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts to pull that head off and see what's going on. I've looked it over very carefully, and the engine's pretty dirty, so there's no way to tell for certain if we've got a head gasket leak. So let me get this head off and we'll take a look and see what's going on from there. Let me get you adjusted here a little bit where you can see a little bit better. All right, one thing I did notice while I was taking these head bolts off, breaking them loose, that this one had little or no torque on it whatsoever. So let me get this bolt and this bolt off, and we'll pull that head and see what's going on. Alright, I don't see a break in the head gasket, but I do see a lot of moisture. And it was right down in this area right here that there was little to no torque on it. Let me get this piston and valves cleaned up and we'll run them real quick and see what it does. Sorry, the air compressor's running in the background there. Alright, so this is the head. You can see all that carbon and soot on there. The rings on this mower are probably pretty worn. I'm going to go ahead and cycle it in just a minute, but that was a lot of fresh oil leaking by the rings. Okay, I've got you a little zoomed in here right now. We're going to check for functionality, the movement of the piston, the movement of the intake and exhaust valves. And we'll see what's going on from there. But I'm pretty sure with the amount of oil we found in here leaking out that the rings. So let's give this a turn. Yeah, there's some scoring inside the cylinder wall there. Valves are opening up okay and closing. As I talked to you earlier, let me move this light in here a little bit. Just a minute. Sorry about that. Let me move this light in a little closer here. Can you see that steel ring down inside there? And a lot of engines, that will break loose, it'll separate, and it'll hang the valve open. And as long as there's no damage to the head, no damage to the valve and the surface, you can usually place that back in and peen it in with a hammer and a small punch. But just cycling this and moving it, I can see just a lot of oil is just blowing by this. So again, there was very little compression. We went to go pull it You pulled on the pull cord and there was little resistance. So, showed you a couple of ways to do a compression check. You can do it with your finger. You can do it with a compression gauge. This particular mower put out about 40 psi. It's old, but I'd rather see it up around 60 or so. Alright, so just to summarize what happened, this particular mower, the float went bad in the float bowl. Right in there. Gas was leaking out of it. Gas was leaking out of the air filter. Gas was leaking out of the exhaust. And after a while, it ran out of gas. I don't know if the owner tried to start it or whatever, but most of the gas leaked out. A bunch of it went in the oil. Told them go ahead and change oil for right now. Just put some used oil in it. Just something to keep the lubrication up. Put the right amount in. Checked his carburetor out. Tried to rebuild it, didn't work, so he went and got one on eBay or whatever, replaced it, and the mower won't start. So at that point we decided, okay, we're going to check it. Told you guys I'd do a video, real quick one, on how to check compression. You can check it with your finger, have someone else pull it. You should hear a pop or a large blow-by if you have decent compression. Another way to check it is with a compression tester. So anyway, that's how I check it. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. And as always, let me know if there's something you want to see me work on. Thanks again. Subscribe if you like. Hit the bell, get some notifications going, and I'll see you in the next video.